Hi friends, today to put Lee Scoresby from the His Dark Materials series into the spotlight. The His Dark Materials is a trilogy book series that was turned into a not so great movie called The Golden Compass and a much better TV show called His Dark Materials. Because only the first season of the TV show has come out, which correlates to the movie and the first book, I'm only going to cover the character differences in those. Hence why this is a part 1 for this character. There'll be more parts as more seasons of the TV show come out that correlate to the other books of the series. Lee Scoresby is a Texan aeronaut who joins Lyra and the Gyptians on their way to Bolvangar.
What job do you do?
I'm in aeronautics.
What part of being an aeronaut?
Let me give you a tip, kid. Never upset a seagull.
You're not serious.
Not if I can help it.
Though he at first sees this as no different to any of his other aeronautical jobs, he soon gets attached to the young girl.
I was hoping you would find a way of chucking me some danger money. Instead, you blindsided me with love.
When the witch Serafina Pekkala tells him that Lyra has a huge destiny and she's going to need his help to achieve it, he decides to pledge allegiance to helping Lyra in any way he can.
She needs me.
She needs all of us.
Then I hope I'm strong enough.
The first name Lee is an American first name that comes from an English surname. The surname means a clearing or a meadow. This obviously links to Lee's Texan roots. Texas is a huge state that has a lot of open spaces. The surname Scoresby comes from an old English family name, Scoresby. In this case, the character was actually named after real-life Arctic explorer William Scoresby. Lee Scoresby's demon Hester settled as an Arctic hare in her summer form.
Hester!
I'm right here.
Obviously, hares are pretty unassuming and not too much to look at. Arctic hares are pretty rough around the edges, I guess you could call them scrappy, and are good at adapting to all sorts of different environments. They're also extremely fast and very smart. Bearing in mind that a demon represents who their human are, this gives us a huge insight into Lee's character.
Yes, this document is correct. As far as the Crime and Debt Act, Chapter 3, Paragraph 4.5 is concerned. The trouble is, the Crime and Debt Act is superseded in this circumstance by the Possession of Goods Act. Part 3, Subsection 4, Miscellaneous Provisions, which clearly states, and I quote,
There are quite a few differences in Lee's character between the books, the movie, and the TV show. In the book, Lee Scoresby is 59 years old, which correlates pretty well to what we see in the movie.
I do beg pardon. Lee Scoresby. And this old gal is Hester.
His age is never said in the TV show, but Lin-Manuel Miranda was in his late 30s when filming the show, so we can assume that Lee is also in his late 30s in the TV show. In the book, Lee is described as having a thin black moustache and narrow blue eyes. However, in the movie, we see that he has a thick white moustache and brown eyes. In the TV show, he does have a black moustache, but his eyes are again brown. When we first meet Lee Scoresby in the book and in the movie, we meet him in Trollesund.
What are you doing in Trollesund, Mr. Scoresby?
A friend of mine got himself in a fix.
However, in the show, when we first see him, he's flying in the air singing.
running around with a child's mind. Woo!
We see some different aspects of Lee Scoresby in the show than we do in the book and the movie. We see him have breakfast with Lyra, which doesn't happen in either the book or the movie.
We'd be grateful for your services. We pay in gold.
I know what you're fighting, kid. You're gonna lose.
We also see him have a bar fight, which doesn't happen in the book or the movie.
You started the fight. Now you're losing the fight.
I know what you're gonna say.
However, we see him going to saloons and playing cards in the novella Once Upon a Time in the North. There's another scene in the show that we don't see in the book or the movie. In the show, Lee Scoresby actually fires a gun in Bolvangar. I guess he just didn't want to throw away his shot.
I am not throwing away my shot!
In the show, we see Serafina Pekkala and Lee talking about Lyra's destiny after his balloon has already crashed.
And it's Lyra who will need you.
So this is still about fate.
However, in the book and in the movie, this conversation actually happens before the crash.
Nothing will stop them from trying to take over. Nothing but us and that child.
Sam Elliott was the actor who played Lee Scoresby for the movie. Philip Pullman, the author of the books, has said that this performance is one that the movie got just right. Elliott is known for playing the iconic cowboy stereotypical American. This is why he was chosen for this role. However, director Chris Weitz really laid it on thick for Elliott. He kept telling him that he had to play up the cowboy element, the Texan element, which admittedly kind of confused Elliott as he's very good at playing these types of characters. Elliott had not read the books before being cast for the movie, movie, but he read them as soon as he was cast. He really enjoyed the books and read them in a week, which may not seem like much for some people, but he's not much of a reader. Lin-Manuel Miranda was cast to play Lee Scoresby for the show. Unlike Elliot, Miranda had actually read the books before being cast. In fact, he absolutely adored the books. Him and his wife read the books together when they started dating, and as Miranda has said, they were the books that we fell in love to. Miranda actually did an audition for the role. He bumped into the director at Comic-Con who offered him the role of Lee Scoresby. Obviously being a huge fan of the series, he immediately accepted. Which version of Lee Scoresby did you prefer, Sam Elliott's version or Lin-Manuel Miranda's version? Please tell me in the comment section down below, and until next time, happy bubbles! Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you to my Patreon bubblers for supporting the channel. If you want to see the other characters from the His Dark Materials series that I've covered, you can click on the box on the left, or you can click on the box on the right to see the most recent video that I have published. Thanks for liking this video, subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell.